Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas with Connie Brannon from Malone University talking about summer camp. And let me go over these again. You've got psychology, chess, computer science where you make a computer game, creative writing, nursing, theater, and zoo and wildlife biology. So they do that during the day, and then the campers all get together at night, and it looks a little more like camp that you would think of as
camp, just to have some fun, to meet some of the folks who are doing other camps. Like, you get to make friends beyond your camp. You're all living in the same residence all together, eat all of your meals together, and then get a chance to go out and play a little bit, blow off some steam. Like, it's summer. It's light out till 9:30. So on Monday evening we do, and this is a big Malone tradition, a gigantic game of musical chairs, which is as chaotic as it sounds.
How does that work?
Well, that's funny because you get the kids who come in who are like too cool for school, who are like, I'm not playing musical chairs. I haven't done that since I was 7. And then you see a circle of 100 chairs sitting out on the lawn, and they do it at like this turbo speed. And there are these rules about what, you have to touch the shoulders of the person in front of you. You cannot touch the chairs. It gets kind of aggressive by the time you're down to 3 or 4 chairs. Sometimes we do lose some chairs in the process of the game.
But you've never lost a kid.
Never lost a kid.
That's good. It's good. It is fun and hilarious to watch.
Oh, it's a riot.
So much fun. And then living in the dorms. Can you describe that a little bit? How luxurious is this living?
So our campers do get to stay in Blossom Hall. It's our newest building. And it's suite style living. So it's a double and a double with a shared bath. This is not one with community baths. So for our folks who've never done this before and are a little bit nervous about, I don't know that I want to share a bathroom with 20 people I've never seen before, which is often a fear of college freshmen, that you have a roommate and 2 suite mates who use your bathroom. It's fully air conditioned, vending, nice big lounges with pool and air hockey. And you don't spend a ton of time in there, but you do get a little bit of free time, and it's about as comfortable as it comes.
How about the food?
College food.
How is Malone's college food?
I think AVI does a great job of offering options that meet a variety of palates as well as allergies. We've always got a couple of folks who come in and can't do dairy or are vegetarian, and those options are there and to be found in the summer too.
For people who've not been there, describe the dining hall, because it's not it's not a cafeteria.
It's not. You almost have stations divided up by the type of food, and you go and grab plates and silverware, and it's a la carte. So on the home style station, which tends to be your more traditional meat and potatoes, you could go and if they've got hash browns that day and you really want hash browns and a grilled cheese from the grill, you can kind of mix and match. They have a salad bar. They've got a pizza station, international food station. There's always cereal and ice cream. I can count at least on one hand the number of campers who ate ice cream for breakfast every morning. I think just because they could. And I say hurrah to camp.
Nice little cookie and bakery area.
Oh, their baked goods are amazing. So lots of choices.
One thing that I think is interesting, bearing in mind that Malone University is a liberal college, liberal arts college.
Right.
It seems like you've got a lot of applied and hands-on and even technical things going on. How do you navigate both at the same time?
So I think in general, our faculty members do a great job with helping students to see where critical thinking comes into play with all of their programs, and how research plays into that. At a small liberal arts university like Malone, it's not uncommon for students to gain research experience before they graduate. And that's done one-on-one with a faculty member that would be difficult to do at a major university. Like, size just won't permit it. So I think in a setting like this for camps, they already start to have those conversations with these students that, yes, you are gaining a set of skills. Yes, we're hoping that if you come to such and such camp, you either figure out, yes, this is what I thought and I love it, or this is not what I thought it was at all, and at least I know now.
Right.
That you do get to have some of those more theoretical conversations too.
And at its core, not just liberal arts university, but
Christian liberal arts.
Where does faith play its part in all of this?
So faith, I think, absolutely drips from both our faculty members and our student mentors. And these are the college students who come in and they're a camp counselor for the week. And we always let them know that we're going to be welcoming students from campers from all walks of life, some who've never heard a word about Jesus and some who only want to go to a Christian university. You're going to get the gamut. So to certainly be sensitive to and aware of the fact that we are welcoming all of these students, and certainly share part of your story, share what the Lord has done in your life. And if that means that you came to Malone because you felt that he was calling you to be here and you think you found your niche and this is what you want to do as a professional, and that the Lord helped you to navigate through this process, then absolutely share that. At Malone in general, our faculty members are always talking about how to integrate faith with learning, and that almost always means more than let's have a devotional at the beginning of class. Most of the time, it does not mean that. It means let's talk about how the world perceives our faith. Let's talk about how the literature and research, what does science have to say about that? And then how do all those things marry together? To at least, especially for our current Malone students who come who are not of faith, gives them a sense for, it's a well-rounded perspective. I can't think of anything more liberal arts than that.
Being the fourth and for one program, the fifth
year
that you're doing this, it's gotten very popular nationwide. You've been pulling people from
all over the country. There's the power of Google.
Talk about where have some of the campers come?
So we've had students from Washington State, New Mexico, Florida, Maryland. I think every state that touches Ohio. So you've got PA, Indiana, West Virginia, Michigan. I'm sure I'm leaving a few out. I would say at least a dozen states. 2 years ago, we had a group of students come from the D.C. area who were in a program connected with Georgetown. They all came together, which was really cool.
And they were interested in what?
Oh, they did a variety. We had a couple who did psychology. I think one who did creative writing.
Very cool. Does that surprise you that they're coming from everywhere?
Well, the part of me that understands how Google works says hooray and please send more. Yeah. But, when we look at the scope of Northeast Ohio, not only how many options there are to do things like this in Northeast Ohio, but around the country for them to find some of our niche programs, I think is really special.
Pretty cool.
And some of those students do in turn enroll at Malone, which is a wonderful bonus for us.
Bonus, and I'm kind of thinking maybe why you started doing this too.
There's some truth in that.
So tell me some stories. There's got to be some great camp stories.
Oh. So I have our gal from New Mexico is one of my favorites. She was the first camper that I ever picked up from the airport. Mm-hmm. Brought her in. This was our first year. She did later enroll at Malone in a program completely unrelated to what she came to for camp.
That was my next question.
And she's thriving as an education major who loves to do chancel players and theater. So she was looking for a Christian university and was looking at camps and basically viewed that as part of her college search. And found Malone because she wanted to try creative writing camp and did that and is an excellent writer, but she's like, that's not my vocation. I want to be an educator.
Very, very cool. And writing plays a big part in that. You don't waste anything.
Writing is a skill you use no matter what your job is. Exactly so she's figuring out how to apply that.
Some other neat it changed my life kind of stories that you've gotten to interact with some of the campers. What have you noticed and how they interact with each other?
I just love to see the diversity of the students who come for this. And to see how they figure out to enjoy their time together. We had a young woman come last year from the Mansfield area who I knew a little bit about in the background. She's several times removed, actually related to my family. So this young lady was on my radar for I wanted to make sure that there was personal investment here to make sure she had a great week. And she is someone who, by all appearances on the outside, would be kind of a tough cookie to crack. And it was fun to see her build a relationship with her roommate that she still maintains now. I want to say the roommate maybe lives an hour from her. And they get together in Mansfield and do things. They go shopping in Columbus, go to Polaris or Easton. She's not going to come to Malone. She's already identified a program she's going to be a large university kind of student. That's just part of your personality.
But she made a best friend at camp. And
they still spend time together. And from all appearances, two very different walks of life.
Very, very cool.
And it was just fun for me to watch that unfold for her, to see her get out and do our activities in the evening. If I had to bank in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, she might be too cool to play. I don't know. And she just got in there and loved it. And shut me up. Stereotypes are not a thing. You can
sign up. How do we get our kids involved in summer camp?
There is information about everything on our website. So there are schedule highlights for each camp. There's a packing list for each camp. There will be, hopefully in the next week or two, some information about check-in, medical forms that we need, all of these details on Malone's website. So you can find that at www.malone.edu/summer camps.
/summer camps.
Plural.
Got it. Because there are, how many? 7?
7, all in the same place.
Connie Brannon from Malone University, thank you so much for all you do in our community.
Thank you. My pleasure.